Hello and welcome. This week's vlog is all about harvesting potatoes. I've been a container fan for quite a little while and it's worked well for me. But I think I might be transferring back to no dig, and I'll show you the harvest of these potatoes today. So the actual harvesting is being done in fast speed so that I don't waste your time watching it. I wanted to give you the overall impression of how quick this was. The first job is to remove the mulch of grass clippings, and then it's a good route around in the compost layer. Now then, these potatoes were planted on top of the soil layer, so there's no soil disturbance. The only disturbance is in the compost layer. The Charlottes seem to dig down into the soil just a little bit, but no more than half a tuber depth. But they all sat on top of the soil level. That's what this type of potatoes will do. On the right hand side, the row is Charlotte, in the middle is Kestrel, and in a minute you'll see me do the left hand row, which is Kerrs Pink. And then it's just a matter of harvesting them into individual buckets to get an idea. It's very little damage there, that's what I was trying to say, obviously. Not a bad little harvest. What I'm doing here is just looking for any strays. On top of the soil again, nothing. Again, remove the grass layer for composting, and then it's a matter of going through the potatoes the opposite way this time, from the bottom side up. Remember, this compost wasn't the A1 compost that I used. It was fairly good compost. I kept the best compost for the containers, and as you see, the actual harvesting itself is so ludicrously easy, it's ridiculous. I've seldom bettered a harvest than containers, because containers themselves are pretty damned easy to harvest. A little bit of faffing around, but this was just ridiculous. I don't think it would suit main crop, but I have got those blue Danubes to try later on. There we are, not too bad, eh? And the easiest harvesting you'll ever have in your life. I went over with the rake, didn't find anything extra. There was on the end row, the Kerrs Pink, there was a couple pretty rotten ones, I guess. That's not good. There was a eaten one from the rats, and there was a couple slug eaten ones. So that's something I'm not used to with buckets. I'm just doing a bit of weeding here, because I neglected this bit a little bit too much. Oop. There's no sharp. So there you are. You can make of that what you will. Time for a weigh-in. Each one of these buckets represents 10 potato plants of the same variety, this particular one being Kestrel. So basically, I think the fairest way to do this is to weigh it all and then divide it by 10 to come up with an average yield per plant, and then I'll compare that against the individual container plants later on when I've finished the harvest of those. I'll put a link in the description below for the original planting video, because I think it's important that you have the opportunity of easily seeing how I planted and when I planted, just so that you can refer to that if you're interested. If not, don't. So it's all been weighed. I'm very pleased with the results. The average weight of these were 1.83 ounces against the Charlotte, which is 2.31, and the Kerrs Pink 2.7. Now that compares very well against the containers. So far I haven't harvested more. The best container of Kestrel was 1.95, so it compares pretty well. That's an average per plant. Obviously in a container you have 2 plants. I have to wait and see what the final harvest is, but so far it works out well. There is little or no worthy damage on the Kestrel, the Charlottes, but the Kerrs Pink there is definitely slug damage. That was probably because of the way that they carried on growing during July, which turned very wet. I'd have to think again about these, and the final opinion will have to come after we've eaten the crop and seen how they turned out. But so far I'm really encouraged. The ease comes from the harvesting, as you've seen, and the watering. In the ground I only had to water 3 times in a very dry couple of months, whereas the containers took 12 waterings in the same period, and that was probably underwatered a bit as well, if I'm truthful. So in conclusion, secondaries for me will be done in ground from now on, not in containers. Hope it helps somebody. See you later, guys. Oh, just a little footnote. This is my bed of Blue Danube. As I made mention before, blight has once really arrived. This is a sample variety, so they got blight tolerance, but not on the foliage, just on the tubers. So all this foliage now has to come off. It's very close to the end of the lifespan of the Blue Danube, so hardly anything would be harmed in the terms of yield, but all the foliage comes off, and that's what it looks like at the end. Right, this time really is the end. See you next time, guys.